Hi, it's Julie, and I've got a short little balance practice for you today. So stand on up, put your feet on the floor, about under your hips, so not too wide, not touching each other. We're more stable this way when we have a little space. And lift all of your toes up off the floor, spread them and lengthen them, and then set them back down. And the fingers, they always want to do the same thing the toes are doing. So isn't that fun? All right, let's just pause and breathe here. Centering, grounding. And then notice if it feels like your knees are locked, and if they are, could you soften them just a little bit? So we don't need to be super rigid. Just soften them a little bit. Good. And then let's roll the shoulders back and down a few times. Excellent. We're going to take our palms to face the ceiling and just touch the tips of the baby fingers together, but not right at the tip, like just at the outside edge a little bit. So if I tip my hands down, it looks like this. And then we're going to inhale to open those arms a little wider. You'll feel the shoulder blades sliding towards each other. And then exhale to bring the fingers back to touch again. We're going to do that again. Feel that chest opening. One more like this. Good. Now we can start to add on a little bit. So you could start to let your weight go a little more into your toes and the balls of your feet. You don't have to lift your heels up, but feel like there's a little lightness in those heels. And then we're going to keep the weight there as we widen the arms apart. And then as the fingers come back together again, you can shift the weight so it's even on the feet. Let's do that again. So inhale, the weight goes forward, arms go wide. Exhale, weight releases back down into the full foot. You're feeling your heels get lighter, a little bit of a balance challenge here. Now you could stay with this, or you could start to consciously lift the heels up off the mat, any amount. You'll notice I'm standing close to both a wall and a dresser. So if I start to feel off kilter, I can touch either one with my hand very easily. No need to fall. And then the next time you come up onto your heels, let's stay here for about 3 breaths. Feel the muscles in your feet moving because they're keeping you upright. That's what they're doing. And it can be helpful to find something to look at that isn't moving, to focus your gaze on. And then on the next exhale, we'll mindfully lower those heels, bring the hands back together. Beautiful. Weight shifts so it's centered on the feet. Hands can come down. You might like to wiggle your fingers. Good. And then bring your attention down to your feet and notice how heavy they seem to be into the floor now. So if you're on a yoga mat, you probably feel like your feet are sinking way down into the mat compared to where they were before. Let's do a little bit of a twist. So we're going to inhale and let the arms come wide again. They could be really long, but they don't need to be. And then we're going to either come weight forward onto the balls and the toes, or you can lift the heels right up. And then on the exhale, just draw your belly in a little bit and do a little twist. Let your head go along. Inhale back to center. We're going to go the other way with the heels still up for the weight forward. And now we're going to lower down, let the arms come down. Let's do that again. So inhale, little twist, back to center, a little twist, back to center, lower down. We'll do that one more time. We're challenging our balance a little bit more, giving the muscles of the feet a chance to work. Now let's stay here in center. Keep breathing. Do not hold your breath. Keep the weight either forward or the heels lifted up. Shoulders are back and down. And then on your next exhale, lower the arms, lower the heels or make the heels heavier again, and pause back in your mountain pose again. Notice the sensations. What's your posture like? How does your balance feel? Thank you so much for practicing today. Namaste.